Peace and blessings, family. This is your boy Gerald. It is the 11th of March 2018 on a brisk Sunday. Had a little bit of time before I started my day, and I wanted to put this out for the intended ear, the intended heart, and the intended mind. Now, unless you're not aware, maybe not seen the flyers, maybe not seen the examples that make up the tapestry of your day, there is a campaign for you to focus on whatever the emotional trigger is, the descriptive word, or the subtle distraction. And my question that I pose to you is this. If it takes 100% effort to be you, how much time do you have to focus on the things that don't matter? Let me repeat that. If it takes 100% effort to be you, how much time do you have on the things that don't matter? I say this for a couple reasons. Number one, you've noticed lately the social climate has been taking baby steps when it comes to mental illness, taking little jabs or breadcrumbs when it comes to depression. But the one thing that I've never seen thus far, no matter the platforms, no matter if it's someone that you know, someone that you are connected to by blood or bone, or someone that happens to inspire your action, why is it yet no one has talked about what empowerment really is? See, yes, it is said to each one teach one. That is how knowledge is disseminated between human beings. But that doesn't matter until you decide to have a connection and an unconditional commitment to yourself. I used to echo in some of my videos where I took the metaphoric term from the classic movie Mahogany that was starred by legendary singer Diana Ross. And she had a song entitled Mahogany. And the key phrase was, do you know? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? Well, if you don't like what life is showing you, I ask you, what is keeping you there? Maybe the events and the actions that are being shown are nothing but validations to reset, to be grounded, to love yourself. L-O-V-E. And I understand that there are some that are in a place in their life where they feel that, you know what, Gerald, I've heard this before, and you always bring up spirituality, and that is not who I am. Then I ask you this, who are you? And does your legacy matter? Because until you have a connection with yourself, you will not know what intimacy is. And I got it. I understand. Some people may have not got the flyer and may be misled because they may think that intimacy is the physical act, but without physicality, there is no connection by way of spirit. That is what some know as your conscience, that inner voice, that little boy, that little girl that still lives in you to this day. And it's very evident too, because there is a sea of endless people that are broken, that choose to hold on to their pride than their compassion, that do not have a relationship or understanding of what the word empathy is, and they only know condition. Well, if you don't like your condition, what's keeping you there? If you don't like the outcomes, why won't you identify and acknowledge what is present? This is what free will is all about. These are the two gifts that the Almighty gave man. The number one gift was to unconditionally love yourself. The second gift was free will, the right to choose. But even if you choose incorrectly, guess what? Guess what, y'all? You still have that beautiful mind to identify what is needed from what is wanted. See, you can't build a forever off of a want, but you can find eternity in a need. Who am I talking to? While there'll be countless people coming and going in your life to pull you each and every way, I ask you to go within yourself. You don't like how your situation is, your money's being funny, your friendships being chastised? Well, maybe that is nothing but a marking in time for you to go back within yourself, to finally have that conversation and finally allow yourself to heal. See, we live in a world where everything is about ego and illustration. But these things are all temporary, because guess what? You can't take it with you. Hello, who am I talking to? And if you're building your self-esteem based off of what you have in your pocket, your pockets are not deep enough. And whatever that you possess, if it has no merit or value, it soon too will be squandered. See, I understand that there are some people that say, well, Gerald, deep down inside, people don't understand me. But the truth of the matter is, the real reason why they don't understand you is because you refuse to love you. So until you decide to have that dialogue, until you decide to make that commitment, until you decide to put the work in and cut the BS out, the example will play out the same. Now, the trade-off is this. There are some that hope that you stay the course because they are on that course. And that course is known as misery. And misery loves company. That is an endless table with endless chairs called denial. But let's look at what those chairs, those people that sit in them, those legs: mistrust, resentment, fear. You know, fear. Finally, everything's a reality. And lastly, non-love of self. See, you can't build a relationship with anybody until you have a relationship with yourself. And here's the funny thing is, you have some people that are so smart, they're oblivious to the one example that keeps playing out over and over and over again. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you will come to see the living example of those who have your best interests. You will watch them grow, but you will not have access. And this is not shade. This is divinely done. The reason why is because they have transcended, they understand their truth, and they are committed to their legacy. Queens, I keep telling you time and time again, you're wasting time looking for Mr. Right when Mr. Forever, he's waiting, he's growing, he's building. But guess what, Mr. Right can't do. He can't be your daddy. He is the living representation of your state of mind. So if you're going through something, stop deflecting. Start collecting. Acknowledge what is broken and have the courage to take that step to fix it. Take the stopwatch out of your life. Because as long as you have that stopwatch in your life, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be tested. There'll be countless distractions over and over and over so that you can't see what's right in front of you. Maybe that's why you don't feel emotionally safe. Maybe that's the real reason why people come and go, only to leave you trying to figure it out or pick up the pieces. Let me tell you something. For those people that truly understand, they know this to be true. Don't worry about who is in your life right now. If their example is not to build you up, to be the example by them living their lives correctly, they never deserve to hear you breathe in the beginning. And this is a sad truth. Unfortunately, there are countless people that squander their lives only to wake up one day to realize time is not there. I don't wish that on nobody. You deserve to feel emotionally safe. You deserve to grow. And you deserve to be the best you. But as I bring this to a close, let me throw this out here. You notice there's all these groups and everybody has this philosophy that there is strength in numbers. You know that's an illusion, right? It matters not. Because as long as you give your focus on being with them, you will never see your value of what it is to be you. I want you to let that sink in. See, why you see all these people that want to unify and stand together, these people are broken. And they want you nothing more to follow suit and not take accountability for your choices. That's what free will is all about, family. Own your life. If you do not own your life, you will never understand your direction. You will never come to know your purpose. And what is sad about that, you will never be able to understand not only how precious you are, but what was already afforded to you to begin with. Come on, family. You can't find happiness in a store, and you can't steal forever. So stop checking your watch. Stop looking at that tool called a cell phone and get back to what matters most, and that's your legacy. And I know some people say, well, Gerald, I understand that, but see, right now, you know, I've got these soul ties on me, and, you know, it's in the form of prescriptive pills. Let me tell you something. You don't realize how powerful the mind is. The number one thing, if you want to reset your life, is you have to acknowledge the things that are holding you back. How about cut that stress out of your life? If they're not building with you, they're tearing you down from the inside out. That's why choosy lovers and stolen moments only end up becoming lessons not claimed and regret felt in silence. And you know what? It also keeps the person that has been ordained for the greatest task ever, protecting your heart, unlocking the other side of your life from being able to access what matters most. That's you. See, they won't talk about that in the Me Too movement. They won't talk about that in the feminist movement. They won't talk about that in the MGTOW movement. They won't talk about that in the LGBT community. They won't talk about that because it's too real, because we're talking about the individual self. When's the last time you looked in the mirror and told yourself, I love you. I deserve better. I'm going to do better. And when's the last time you had that conversation with him? It's not his responsibility to seek you out. It's your responsibility to position yourself. Because guess what? Until you do, your blessings, how about those natural gifts and talents that you were born with, cannot be birthed and released to the world where it rightfully belongs. So it actually contradicts each one, teach one, because the person that matters most is not being heard, not being protected, not being loved. You deserve to be at peace. The decision is, when are you going to claim you? But that's just my take on it. You won't see that in the agenda. But trust those who do understand that message. We sidestep it. We stay prayed up. And we listen to the Most High. Why? Because He already wrote your life. It's up to you to manifest it. God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. If you're wasting 1 second wondering where Sarah is, what Charlie's doing, you're robbing yourself of that smile that rightfully belongs where it should be. Be blessed.